So 25 years ago when we started this album, we had come off a progression of going from On the Border, which had quite a lot of success, to One of These Nights, which had even more success. So we were prepared for it to be a big album, but to get to the extent that it did get to is stunning at this point. The record took 9 months to make, over 9 months, not continuous, but 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, over a period of 9 months to make this record, which was at the time longer than a usual album would take. But you were dealing with the Eagles, who are known perfectionists. The first album that I worked on with the Eagles was On the Border, where when I came in, almost all the songs were written in front. The next album was One of These Nights, and there was maybe 5 songs that were written before the album started. With Hotel California, I believe there was 2. Hotel California was not one of the ones that was written in advance. There was a lick there. The guitar figure was there, but it didn't really have an arrangement when we first started. The first tune that we did for this record is Try and Love Again. That was done, written from the time that we started. So needless to say, we started with that. Hotel California, the track itself, was cut 3 distinctly different times on 2 different coasts. It was the first time we recorded it in the record plant in Los Angeles, and we recorded it in the wrong key. And then because the words weren't finished at the time, and there was only a brief hint at a particular melody, we did the track, and I forget what key it was in, but it was in the wrong key. When Henley started to write the words to it and get the melody together, he realized, oops, we're a little too high in the key. So then we cut it again the next time, I believe, also in LA, in the proper key, but too fast. So that led to us the third time in Miami. We cut it for the third time, and that's the record that's out there now. The recording took place very shortly after the advent of 24-track recording from 16-track recording. I think this might have been, as a matter of fact, it might have been the first 24-track Eagles record. If not, it was definitely the second 24-track Eagles record. And there was no digital anything. There were, all your echoes and everything were chambers and things of that nature. There was no digital echoes, no digital reverbs, anything like that. It was all very natural, very organic. Well, surround sound is 5 different points of origin, 3 in the front, 2 in the back, and then the 6th one is the subwoofer. And when I approached this record, there's 2 different ways to look at it. You keep the whole record in front and then return reverbs and delays and such to the back, which is good for a live record, I think. But I don't think it's taking full advantage of the medium. What I wanted to do was put the listener in the middle of the band, as if the band had gathered around them, and you got guys playing back here, guys playing over there, singing right here in the middle. And I wanted to literally use as much of the surround in the surround sound as we could. Well, when I was first approached to mix the album in 5.1, my first response was to call Elliot Scheiner, because he is the godfather of 5.1 mixing at this point, and a sweetheart and a wonderful guy to work with. We went back to the original 24-track masters. We had to have those baked and brought in. Then we transferred that to a 96K 48-track digital machine. And because we didn't want to put any more wear and tear on those tapes than we absolutely had to. Then when we're getting a mix up, what we would do on a fairly consistent basis is take the stereo and put it up, and then A-B it, play them both together and simultaneously, and go from one to the other to make sure that we weren't getting radically different from what we had, what people are used to hearing in the record. Many's the time that Elliot came up with better sounds on individual things than I did 25 years ago because of the technology that we have today. It wasn't really a problem mixing any of the tunes, but some just lent themselves more to being opened up, being the listener put in the middle of the band. Hotel California, the actual cut itself, was to me, and Elliot Scheiner, who did the actual mixing of this record, it was the most advantageous tuned for this medium. There's 4 distinctly different guitar parts, so we put one in each corner. There's a lot of call and response guitar playing in the leads and such, so it was easy to put, you know, the call up here and the response back here and vice versa. And it really lent itself to surround sound more than any other cut on the album. As far as the technology today, I'm with many, many more tracks to use. I think that the more people mix to 5.1, I think they'll even develop it even more as far as putting things in various spots. And I think quite frankly, I think we're just scratching the surface now of where this can go.